everyone, myself Shravanti, working as the assistant professor in the Department of Cybersecurity and Data Science in MLR Institute of Technology. Today my topic is issues in design of code generation. So here we are going to discuss what is code generation, what are the issues in code generation. So first we will discuss what is code generation. So the code generation, it is the final phase of the compiler model or the phases of a compiler. That is nothing but it is the sixth phase in the compiler model or the phases of a compiler. So in the code generator is the sixth phase in the phases of a compiler. Here the front end, the source program is given as an input to the front end, and the front end generates intermediate code as an output. The intermediate code is given as an input to the code optimizer. The code optimizer generates the output as a optimized intermediate code. It generates the output as a optimized intermediate code, and these optimized intermediate code is given as a input to the code generator, and the code generator generates the target program. That is nothing but it is the final phase that it is going to give the output as a executable code. Okay, so it is the code which is generated, that is nothing but the target program is error free and it is correct and it is efficient code that it is going to be generated. So here the symbol table will be the front end. Actually, there are two phases are there, the front end and the back end. The front end is consisting of the four phases, nothing but the lexical analysis, syntax analysis, and the semantic analysis, and the intermediate code generator. So all these four phases are connected to the symbol table. All the data is stored over here in the symbol table, and the back end, the two phases, the code optimizer and the code generator uses this back end. Nothing, the back end uses the data which is stored in the symbol table. It takes as input an intermediate representation of the source program and produces an output program, that is nothing but the target program, which is nothing but the machine readable instructions. So what are the issues in code generation? The issues are nothing but the parameters that takes place in code generation. Here we are going to give the input as the optimized intermediate code or the intermediate code as an input to the code generator. So to generate the output or nothing but the target program or the machine readable program. So what are the parameters that it takes place? So that is nothing but here we are going to tell it as issues in code generation. Here the issues in code generation are, there are 6 issues are there, nothing but 6 parameters: input to code generator, target program, memory management, instruction selection, register allocation, and evaluation order. So these are the 6 phases which we are going to discuss here. So the first one is the input to the code generator. The name itself tells us that what is the input to the code generator. So as we have discussed just now, the front end is there and it is the back end. The back end is nothing but it is consisting of code optimizer and it is going to have the code generator. The front end generates the output as the intermediate code, and these intermediate code is given as the input to the code optimizer. The code optimizer, what it does is the number of lines, the output which is generated by the front end, that is nothing but the intermediate code, the number of lines which we are going to reduce, nothing but which we are going to optimize, and we are going to generate here optimized intermediate code as a output from the code optimizer. These optimized intermediate code is given as a input to the code generator. So here that is nothing but the input is given as a intermediate code is given as a input to the code generator here, and it generates the target program as the output. Here the runtime, nothing but the symbol table, the front end and the back end, there is a connection with the symbol table. All the instructions, all the data is stored from the front end and that is used by the back end, nothing but that is used by code generator and the code optimizer, where the token is nothing but the variables and the addresses of that tokens are stored. All those data is used by the code generator and the code optimizer. Here the intermediate code representation can be done in 4 phases. That is nothing but the postfix notation, and the next one is 3 address representation. The 3 address representation can be done using quadruples, triples, and indirect triples. And the graphical representations like syntax trees and the DAGs. here the intermediate code representation, the input which we are going to give to the code generator, that can be in any form like postfix notation, or it can be in the 3 address representation. In the 3 address representation also it can be the quadruples or triples or indirect triples, or it can be the graphical representation like syntax tree, or the DAG is nothing but the directed acyclic graph. That we'll be giving as an input to the code generator based on the instructions which we give, based on the nothing but what or type of output we need. Based on that, the input is given as the input to the code generator. So here before giving input to the code generator, the intermediate code generation, the optimized intermediate code generation is given as an input to the code generator. So before giving these optimized intermediate code as an input to the code generator, it should be error free, it should be scanned, or it should be parsed and translated into intermediate representation by using nothing but by checking all the type checkings and whether it is error free or still any things are there, all the syntactical errors or all those will be checked, and it is given as the input to the code generator. The intermediate, nothing but the front end which is giving the output, nothing but here the scanned, parsed, translated, nothing but lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, and intermediate code generator. All these 4 phases we are going to check whether the output which is generating optimized intermediate code, that is error free and it is very efficient, and then only we are going to give as an input to the code generator. So therefore the input to the code generation is assumed to be the error free. So the next parameter is the target program. The target program, the input which is given to the code generator as the intermediate code generation or optimized intermediate code as an input to the code generator, and it generates the target program as the output. So the target program is nothing but the output of the code generator is nothing but the target program. The target program can be of different types. That can be absolute machine code, relocatable machine code, and assembly language. So here the absolute machine code is nothing but the name itself tells us absolute is nothing but the fixed memory location. It is nothing but the fixed memory locations. When I write some programs like x equal to x plus y, then nothing but when it is allocated, some RAM is allocated in the main memory, the address is allocated to it. Some fixed memory address is allocated to this particular statement or the particular data, particular statement. For this particular data, the memory is allocated in the RAM. The fixed memory allocations are going to be done. Here in this absolute machine language, we are going to use the fixed memory allocations, and these absolute machine language is used for only the small programs. It will be used only for the small programs. It will not be used for the large programs. We cannot fix all those in this memory. It is used only for the small programs, and there is no linking or loading. Nothing is there here. Only we are going to use it for the small programs. That is absolute machine language. So the next one is relocatable machine language. The relocatable machine language is nothing but here the target code which it is generating is nothing but the object code which it is generating. Here the large program is divided into small subprograms. The large programs are divided into small subprograms. These subprograms are all combined and it is going to generate the object file. Nothing but all the subprograms are combined. Nothing but once the program is compiled, it generates an object code. All these subprograms are combined into a single program. Nothing but it is going to generate nothing but the linker links. Here in the relocatable machine language, we are going to use linker and loader. Here we are going to use the linker and the loader. The linker links all the small subprograms into a single program, and the linker generates a .exe file. It generates a .executable file, .exe file. The loader loads the .executable file into memory. It loads the executable file into the memory. Coming to the assembly language. Here the assembly language is nothing but here we are going to use mnemonics like move, add, sub, mul. All these things are going to be used by the assembly language, and here the code generation is made easier, which is understandable by a human. Nothing but it will be the assembly language will be it is in a human readable format. So the next one we are having is memory management. Here in this memory management, we are going to use the symbol table. In this symbol table, nothing but in the code generation phase of a compiler, memory management refers to how the compilers, nothing but here what are in the symbol table, we are going to check whether in the memory management, we are going to decide whether the variables are stored in stack or whether the variables are stored in heap or whether the variables are stored in registers. All those things will be checked in the memory management. And it also checks the addresses, whether it is in offset and whether it is in static or whether it is in local, nothing but the lifetime of that particular variable, whether it is local variable or whether it is global variable. All those things will be checked here, and it manages the addresses, and it also emits the correct code to access and to store those variables. All these things are done in the memory management, and this thing is done in symbol table. Coming to the instruction selection, the instruction selection is nothing but it is the instruction selection as well as the speed of the instruction. Here in instruction selection, we are going to combine or we are going to concentrate mainly on the instruction selection as well as the speed of the instruction are the two important factors for the efficiency of the target program. To generate the target program, we are going to concentrate on how the instructions are selected and what is the speed of the instructions. Those two are the important factors for the efficiency of the target program. So, for example, here let me take here one 3 address code like A equal to B plus C. The assembly code for this program will be move B comma R0. Nothing but the B variable is moved to the register R0. And the next one we are having is C. What it is? It is an addition. Add C comma R0. Now B plus C is added and it is stored in R0 register. Now R0 should be assigned to the A register. Nothing but move R0 comma A. Now R0 data is moved to the A. R0 the data which is there, B plus C calculation is done and that is stored in R0 and that is removed to the A variable. Nothing but the storage value. Okay. So this is nothing but the assembly code. Here let me take one more example. A equal to A plus 1. A equal to A plus 1. Move A comma R0. And the next one is I am having 1. So nothing but add, as it is a 1, I can represent it with a slash comma and it is stored in R0. Now move R0 comma A. These three statements I can also write using increment A. The assembly code for this single statement is this. These are the three statements which I got, 3 instructions which I got. These 3 statements I can also decrease and I can also write in a single statement like inc A. Nothing but increment A. This statement is pointing if we are going to increment it with by 1. A equal to A plus 1. So we are just increment A we can write. So here I am telling the speed of the instructions are the very much important factors here in the for the efficiency of the target program. Let me take these 2 examples. A equal to B plus C and D equal to A plus E. D equal to A plus B. So here for these A equal to B plus C, these are the 3 statements I got. And for D equal to A plus E, these are the 3 statements which I got here in the assembly code. Okay. So here move R0 comma A. Move R0 comma A. Here I am going to add moving the B value into the R0 register and the next C is added to B and then the total data is stored in A. And here in the next statement, the A value is used here. Again, I am going to do move A comma R0. These 2 statements, move R0 comma A and move A comma R0, both are pointing to the same. So nothing but these are redundant instructions. I can remove these instructions and I can write these statements. Add E comma R0. Why? Because in R0 already I have B plus C data and these B plus C data I am storing in A. So instead of that directly I can use here. Nothing but in order to reduce my instruction selections and nothing but to increase my speed, I am going to reduce these instructions. Redundant instructions are reduced. Here add E comma R0. In the R0 already I have B plus C. Here A is used. A is nothing but it points to B plus C. B plus C plus E. Add E comma R0. and this R naught is E value is stored in R naught. Now the totally it is in R naught, and now this is stored moved to the D. Nothing but move R naught data. Nothing but in the register R naught we are having some calculation computations, and that is moved to the D variable. So in this way we are going to select the instructions. The next one is register allocation. Here in register allocation, it is the process of assigning variables. We are going to assign the variables or temporary variables or temporary values for the intermediate code. For the intermediate code to a limited number of CPU registers. To a limited number of CPU registers during the code generation phase. Nothing but if we have plenty of variables and we have only limited number of CPU registers, and in that way we are going to allot the registers allocation is done. So there we are going to face two problems. It is divided into two sub problems, that is nothing but register allocation, and the next one is register assignment. So the register allocation is nothing but we are going to allot the registers to the variables. We are going to allot the registers to the variables. See, the set of variables that will reside in registers at a point in the program is selected. Nothing but, for example, I have R0, R1. In these R0 register, what are the variables I am having? R1, it is pointing to B variable. So that is nothing but we are going to allot the registers to the variables. Coming to here, register assignment. Nothing but the variable A is assigned to which register? The variable A is assigned to which register? The specific register that a variable will be reside in is picked. For example, here A variable is having R0 register or B variable is having R1 register. So this is nothing but the register assignment. Here let us see one example here. T1 equal to A plus B, T2 equal to C plus D, T3 equal to T1 into T2. Here we are going to move R1 into A and add R1 comma B. R1 comma B, and the next totally is stored into T1. See here R1 is there, and the next R2 comma C. We are going to move R2 comma C variable, and next add R2 comma D variable. Nothing but C plus D is added here. C plus D is added. We can also write move C comma R2. C comma R2. Here add R2 comma D. Nothing but it is added. Now T2 is in R2, T1 is in R1. Now here nothing but here mul R1 into R2. We are going to multiply R1 and R2. And the T3 is also using the R1 data. T3 is using, we are going to do multiplication and the data is also stored in R1. We are going to store the data in R1. Here if registers R1 and R2 are full, for example, if one of the temporary variables like T1 or T2, then we can tell that it is the variables are temporary value from a CPU to register memory. Nothing but here if R1 and R2 registers are full, one of the temporary variables we can move from a CPU register to memory. So that is nothing but register allocations. If the variables, when we are going to allot the registers, if the memory is full, then we can move one of the temporary variables from CPU register to the memory or RAM. So the next one is evaluation order. So evaluation order is nothing but the sequence in which way the sub expressions should be executed. The order which the expressions should be executed, or how to evaluate it. By doing this, it can affect the correctness and performance and the usage of the registers. Let us see here. A equal to B plus C into D. This statement can be executed in two ways. Nothing but we can evaluate it in two ways. Let me evaluate B plus C first, and this result I can do it with D. This is the first one way I can do, and the other way is B plus C into D. Here I can evaluate C into D first, and the next I can do these as second statement. So these are the two ways are there. In which way I should do to produce the correctness and the performance and the usage of the register. Mainly, especially the compiler follows the operator precedence and associativity rules. By using these operator precedence and associativity rules, it will be calculated. Nothing but first C into D will be calculated. Then next the result will be B plus the result of C into D. This will be the way the operator compiler will be calculated. So this is nothing but the evaluation order. Here in this we have discussed what is code generation, what are the issues in code generation. Like we have seen input to the code generator, what input should be given as to the code generator, what output it will generate from nothing but the target program like object code it will be generating, and how the memory management is used, and also how the register allocations are done, how we need to select the instructions, and then next how we are going to evaluate the order, nothing but the sequence, how the statements should be executed. So all these things are discussed in this session, issues in code generation forms. Thank you.